Hello lovelies, welcome to Alake Gay YouTube channel. Today's tutorial we'll be learning how to make this ruched gown. It has drawstring on the side, and also there is keyhole at the neckline. So if you're interested in learning how to make this, please continue to watch this video. Thank you very much for clicking on the video. So let's get started. So to get started, I'll be marking half of my shoulder measurement on the pattern paper right there, and from there I'll come down by 1.5 for the shoulder slope for the front, and from there I'll input my armhole measurement. So on that line I'm just going to square it like so, and I'll label the chest line, and on the chest line I'll input the shoulder measurement again, half of it, then connect it to the where we slope the shoulder. And for the neckline I'll be doing 3 by 3 inches. It's just the basic neckline, so I'm going to use the curve ruler to make the curve at the neckline there. Then I'll connect from the neckline to the shoulder slope like so. So the next thing is to import the shoulder to the waist measurement. Mine is 16. I'm just going to square down that line and label the waistline, and then I'll input from the shoulder to the waist. Mine is to the hip rather. Mine is 24. I'll square down that line and label it the hip line. So the length of the pattern paper is 36, but I want to make it 42 because of the ruched at the side. So on the armhole line, I'm just going to measure what I have there and divide it by 2. So where I divided it by 2, I'll come in by 0.75. So I'm just going to use my curve ruler to make the armhole curve. So place your curve ruler like so on it and make your curve there. So on the chest line, I will put the quarter of my chest line. My bust is 34, so 34 divided by 4 equals to 8.5. Then I added 1 inch for sewing allowance. Then on the waist, my waist is 28. 28 divided by 4 equals to 7, so plus 1 inch sewing allowance too. Then on the hip, my hip divided by 4 plus 1 inch sewing allowance. My hip is 36, so 36 divided by 4 equals to 9. Then 1 inch sewing allowance. That's what I used there, and I connected those lines together. And at the hip waistline, I just smoothed in the line. Then whatever I have on the hip line, I'm going to take it straight to the hem line. So now to create the keyhole neckline, I come down by 2 inches from the neckline that we've done already. Then I measure 2 inches too. So the keyhole is 2 inches wide, so 2 inches round. So I measure 2 inches round like so. So I'll use my curve ruler to just make a kind of curve, but it's not satisfied with the curve that I have there, so I'm just going to use my free hand to make the round hole around there. So this is our keyhole right there. So you can make it as wide as much as you want. It depends on you, but I use 2 inches wide and 2 inches depth for you. So I'm just going to cross it out. So now I want to use this pattern for the back too. That means I'm going to be making some markings for the back. So the back neckline is 1 inch. I'm just going to make it right there. Then on the shoulder, I know the shoulder slope for the back is 1 inch. I'm just going to mark it right on that pattern paper too. So and the armhole depth, when we come in for the armhole depth for the back, it is by 0.5. So I'm going to look for the difference from there so I'm marking armhole depth for the back on that line like I'm doing. So I'll just use my curve ruler to make the back armhole. If you've watched my previous tutorial, you know that the back armhole is not as deep as the front. So that's why we are doing this alteration. I don't want to draft another pattern paper for the back, so this is just a lazy method. You can just draft it differently, but since they are both the same, so that's why I decided to use the same pattern paper, just making little alteration. So I'm just going to cut out my pattern paper and cutting out the back side first. So you cut through, so that's why I use a different marker so that we know that this is for the back. So I'm just cutting off the pattern paper like so. Then I'm placing my pattern on the fabric So at the center right there, I'm going to be adding 1 inch for zipper allowance because there'll be zip at the back. So we are cutting the back first. So that's why I'm marking 1 inch for the zip, like so. So I'm just going to cut off the excess fabric right there. And the length of the gown is 42 because of the ruch. That's why I had make it 42 instead of 37. So now I'm trimming off the back area around there, so can have for the front, and I place it on my fabric to trace out the fabric to trace it out on the I place pattern on the fabric to trace it out. So I'm just cutting off the excess fabric that I have there. So I'm just saying, so for the sleeve I just use my basic sleeve. I have a tutorial on that already. So now to sew this, I use bias just to close around the keyhole right around them. I'm just going to go ahead and sew it. So I've already sewn it, but I'll be using any gum to hem it. I don't want to show any kind of sewing around there, so I'll use any gum to finish it up, but I'll leave it now. So at the hem there, I'm going to go and hem the hem line there. I'll do that for the back, and for the back too, I'm just going to add the zipper to the back, and also I'll do the hemming too. You have to hem it separately. So I've already done the back already. So I'll just place the front and back together at the shoulder line and join it together at the shoulder. And for the sleeve, I'm just going to hem it at the hem area with the hemming allowance there. So I've already joined it together at the shoulder and also the sleeve too. So place the sleeve around there at the armhole area and join it. Just go and join your sleeve to the armhole area. So I'll just go and do that for both sides. So you can just take it to your sewing machine and sew. So I've already done that already. So just place them on top of each other like so, and go and use your 1 inch seam allowance. I have 1 inch seam allowance on the sleeve and also on the body, so I'll use 1 inch to join it together. So I've done that right already. So the next thing now is to turn it to the wrong side. So now the 1 inch seam allowance you have, in fold it in and sew on 0.25, so you can have about 0.75 as channel for the drawstring. And I stop around 80 inches. So I've already done that already. So the next thing is to insert the drawstring. I'll insert the drawstring on the group that I've joined already into the channel that we created. So you do that for all the sides. So I'm just doing, so I use my safety pin to do that. So just inputting it. So, and I told us that I stop around 18 inches. So at the end here, you're just going to, when you get to the end, you're just going to go and sew it down. So now when you have done for the second one, just take to your sewing machine and run a stitch down like so. So do that for for the second side too. So I've already done that. Can you see? You can just draw your drawstring. It's just that simple. So just draw your drawstring, a rushed effect right there. So I'm done with all these sides too. So the next thing is to go and finish up the neckline. I'll just use any gum to gum it down like so. So can you see, this is what we've made. So thank you very much for watching this tutorial. If you find it helpful, please give me a huge thumbs up. Please like, comment and share. And if you've not subscribed to this channel, please subscribe. And for all those that have subscribed already to this channel, I really appreciate you. Thank you for subscribing. So now, until your next tutorial. So if you have any question, please ask the question in the comment section down below. Thank you. I really appreciate you. Catch you in my next tutorial. Bye.